Hey everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be working on another book journal spread for my journal for this year. I'm starting with the romance challenge. She calls it now the Year of Smut, which is kind of funny. And I took the Instagram template and I printed it out and got several of the colors that were in the graphic, and I'm going to stamp some frames for my favorites. So I put the main image on top, as you can see, and then did a flip up, and I'm adding the faves and 4 frames. My thinking is that for this actual bingo, I will print out the cover to fit the bingo square and then do a flip up so that way you can still see the bingo square. And then since she's doing it in quarters, I'll have to dedicate 4 pages to that romance challenge. Now the next page I'm going to work on is reading stats. I thought I was going to do something much more complicated and get really detailed with my stats, but I just want to read, right? And I don't want to make this too complicated like I've talked about in my other book journal videos. So I am just going to do keep track with tally marks, paper versus Kindle, and also the genre. So just keep a running tally of the different genres and call that good enough. I did some research on Instagram, and of course I could get very complicated with my stats or very into it, but I decided no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep track of some simple stats and call it good enough. As you can see, I didn't like how I stamped the books. They just didn't stamp well. So I fussy cut out 2 of those and put them right below the reading stats. The genres that I picked were romance, young adult, graphic novel, children's, thriller, mystery, and new adult. So just a few different genres that I tend to stick to. I think I wound up forgetting historical, which I read a lot of historical World War II, so I may need to go back in and add that. I had a little die cut that I printed and hadn't used, and it's a little escape. So I just added that, and now I'll move on to the A to Z challenge. I got out a really old Ali Edwards alphabet stamp set, and I'm going to use that to stamp the different letters. And if you guys have any suggestions for any of these letters, I will take them. I think last year my tricky ones were J and X and Z, and I think a few others. As you can see, I stamped a column of letters on the left, and I probably should have gone to M maybe, but I didn't think about it. I didn't measure. You know me, I'm not like maybe a true bullet journaler. I don't measure precisely. I just am not good at that. So I'm going to have a very tiny little column for Y and Z. I don't know if it makes it look okay or not, but we're going to go with it. We're going to carry on and just keep going. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? I am stamping a little cluster of X's and dots from Everyday Explorers to finish off the spread, and then a few stars to finish up the spread. Now I'm going to be working on the Bloom Challenge. It's a reading challenge started by Stephanie Howell. There's even a Facebook group. I think it's called Bloom Where You're Planted, if you want to go look that up. But there is a whole challenge. There's 24 prompts. And what I did is I made like a door so that way I could add the prompts and also have some extra room to draw some boxes. Because that is my overall thinking, is drawing some boxes so that way I could put in the book covers. And again, leave a comment in the comment section if you are doing this challenge or you have some suggestions that go with any of the prompts. I would love to know, and I'm excited to do this challenge. So the graphic was created by Tracy Reed, and it has some beautiful watercolor looking image on it and lots of different colors. So that's kind of what I'm going with, the pinks and the blues and the greens and the grays. And I got out lots of my Everyday Explorers mixed media type stamps made by Felicitas, and then a Greenery stamp set. And I just went to town, as you can see. I just went to town with all the stamping in all the different corners. Also tried to mimic that flower in the graphic by adding a black center. And wow, once I added the black center to these flowers, it was very bold. And I wasn't going to change it. I was just going to carry on. So I have these flowers, and it will just add a really great emphasis to each of the stampy corners with a flower with a big black center. I also had some clear stickers from a Tracy Reed kit that I had not used with some text on it. So I added that as well. And I was thrilled when I found those because those work perfect as it has like newspaper text on it. And then I will begin the big challenge of trying to figure out how I'm going to get all 24 boxes on this spread. Because, like I said earlier, I'm not very good at counting the tiny little dots or measuring. But I am determined to get all 24 boxes so I can add in the covers. Okay, filling in that flower, and then I will cut another flower to add and put that over in the top corner. I have a die cut from a Tracy Reed kit that says, "Here's the story." For right now, I put that up in the top left corner, but I am going to move it down later on. So when I am planning these boxes, I actually start kind of in the middle section. So there's like 3 sections, and I start in the middle section, and I decide to go 6 boxes over and then 8 boxes down. And that works out to about an inch across, and then 1.5 inches tall, which is a pretty good size for a book. Then I realized that on the 3rd section, I'm gonna have to do 1 row lower. So the middle section, I'm gonna have to erase that and make it 1 row lower. That way it can match all the way across on all 3 sections. And I'm actually really glad that I added this extra door because I am gonna need it to add boxes. And so I draw out all my boxes, move that die cut because I didn't want to put a box there, turned off the camera, drew all the boxes. I didn't want you guys to have to sit through all that, but like I said, it's about 1 inch by 1.5 inches, and that'll be a good size to draw in the, add in the book covers, and then I'll figure out where I can put the rating. So I am finishing up with the last row of boxes. It did go down into some of my stamping, which is a bummer because once the covers are there, you won't be able to see the stamping, but that's okay. So now I'm going to number them just with, my handwriting, not going to get out any stamp sets 1 through 24. And then, I am done with this page. It was such a fun afternoon project, and I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing all of these pages come together. I would love a thumbs up, or if you want to keep seeing my videos, a subscribe. Thanks so much, everybody, and have a great day. Bye.